Hi, everybody. I know it's been probably about a year and a half, 2 years since I've actually shot a video for my either one of my, well, actually all three of my web pages. I know that people have been complaining on my movie reviewer page, like, where have you been? Like I've missed you and stuff like that. I'm like, well, I mean, granted, I have had stuff to say, but I'm gonna have to say, I've had just too much crap going on in my personal life to just really be doing anything. I mean, like, granted, yeah, I've got, like, I'd say definitely one movie, maybe two for sure to review, but I'll do those later. But I mainly wanted to get on here and do, well, an update and like a shout out and some other stuff. Like, well, for starters, yeah, I was like, oh, Tony's going to do these restaurant reviews, blah, 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 back in 2013, for like, it was City Barbecue and Firehouse Subs. Obviously, that never happened. Okay. That is not my fault, for starters. That's Tony's fault. Tony's just had, like, way too much crap going on himself. Speaking of Tony, he's been, well, sick. He had two abscesses, one on his neck that was about this big, about the size of a golf ball, and about as hard as a golf ball. It was nasty. And then he had one, like, let me think, on the right side of his back that was just as big, and it was gross, okay? It was like, when I'll tell you this much, and if you're queasy, don't get mad at me, you're warned. It looked like snot coming out of his back when they popped that one finally. But, like, he ended up in the hospital for like a week, and his diabetes was so out of whack that they put him in ICU. Richard, Madbadvoodoo, I know, okay? Don't start, alright? He's got the diabetes under control, which is the good news. That's the good news. Tony, not Richard, Tony is doing a lot better. His wounds have healed up. It's, now April. He was in the hospital, like, at the end of February, beginning of March. He's obviously out and doing fine. Speaking of Madbadvoodoo or Richard, I can say this is your fault. You posted to Madbadvoodoo's webpage, finally, and I've been ruminating on what I wanted to say and all this other stuff. Normally, like the past several videos that I shot back in 2013, I type up what I wanted to say and just read my notes off the computer. Tonight, I just decided piss on it. I'm gonna just do it outright, and just because I've got like so much to say, I don't even know where to start. So if I'm rambling, y'all will get over it, okay? Other than Tony being sick, like I said, it's just been too much BS going on. Yes, my hair is rather short. If it looks slightly redder to you, yes, I colored my hair red like, what, 3 weeks ago maybe? The color's all coming out of it. I mean, you can kind of see like the red in it a little bit, but it's, like I said, the color's all coming out of it. It's just been real kind of nutty for me, dealing with everything that's been going on. So there's that. I mean, everything is, basically fine. There is one thing as far as updates go. Speaking of restaurant reviews, I should point this out. Well, last year, I'd say about April or May of last year, Renero's, the pizza restaurant that I did like 3, maybe 4 restaurant reviews back in like 2011, 12, and 13, they closed down. They lost their liquor license. It was either for A, they served an underage person, under 21, or B, they served a lady that was too drunk to get served, or C, something to that effect. I couldn't tell you which one it was, but I can tell you it had something to do with their liquor license, basically. Let's see. I was going to do a restaurant review on Dunkers, but it's a moot point now because, Well, let's be completely honest. They're not there anymore either. They're where was it? They took over in the middle spot where it used to be. I forget what restaurant now, but you know, I can't remember if I mentioned it being Dunkers at one point. It used to be back in the day, like a few years ago, BW3s. But BW3s, there is now a BW3s down in Newport, in the Newport Pavilion. That Newport Pavilion is growing hand over fist. I mean, and they're raking in the money. There's like Kroger's and there are B-dubs. There's like a couple of doctor's offices, like there's 3 doctor's offices, all like right there next to B-dubs. There's a Panera Bread. There's a Flip Daddy's going in down there. There's a Noodles and Company. There's a TJ Maxx, a Dick's. In there, let's see. There's a Michael's. Mammoth Jewelry went in there, down there. There's a edible arrangements down there. I mean, there's like a whole bunch of stores went in down there. Ironically, at the little strip mall that's like across the street from where B-Dub sits, there used to be a Remke's, which closed down just last month, I think, on like literally like a month ago, on like the 8th of March or the 9th, something like that. It's just that whole place has changed so much from like when I was a teenager and a kid. It's just unreal. I mean, it's just like, it's like, boom, you know, there it is, right off of 471. It's like amazing. And then there's, let's see. I mean, it's just everything. I mean, it's just been crazy busy. I did also want to do a product review. I won't do it in this video. I'm going to save that for another video, a completely separate video, because I have to admit that I'm kind of a Billy Joel, my butt. Try Billy Idol. Billy Idol released a new album last year. Is Kings and Queens of the Underground. Yes, I have it on CD. My husband has had to listen to me singing Can't Break Me Down, which is the second track on the CD. I happen to know, and I'm not even looking. I got it laying face up, because yeah, you know, I mean, it's just Tony. What's funny is I was playing track 6 off of here on my. I have it on my cell phone. So I transferred it over to my phone. Yes, I paid for it legally. It was my Christmas present. Excuse me. That's, you don't want to know what that was. That's dinner and lunch talking. Okay, they were separate, and I have indigestion. That's the other thing. I am fine. It's just I'm burping up what I ate earlier. Is not agreeing with me. I'm sorry. I take some Tums here in a little bit. But like seriously, you know, I mean, other than me having a mild touch of indigestion right now, I mean, like I said, everything's good to go. Trying to think. Tony and I haven't seen any new movies since like my birthday last year, maybe, which is when we saw Maleficent. You know, and that's the movie I mentioned that, you know, like I got a review. I'm also going to talk about the TV show Dracula, because when I do my movie reviews and stuff. So, you know, if you know, happen to, you know, like my movie reviewer page, which is Movies and Ghosties, or Ghosties and Movies, something like that. You know, in a little while, you know, I might do up the videos for that and what have you. But yeah, I'm trying to think if I missed any other movies. Well, there is. I have 2 seasons of the British TV show Merlin that I might do over on my movie reviewer channel. But I mean, really, it's been kind of one of them years. You know, we've been busy. It's just been crazy. You know, well, I'll talk about that in the other video about the like a couple of the other songs off of Billy Idol's new album. But anyway, yeah, I wanted to do a shout out to Richard. You know, seriously, dude, I'm glad to see that you're doing all right. You know, I was beginning to, you know, wonder how things have been going. Tony and I were talking about visiting with you at some point. But we're like, well, depending on how things work out, we might sneak down to Pineville and go stay at Pine Mountain State Park, or like sneak down to just down there just in general, to do like the trains, which I'm wearing my train shirt today, is big South Fork, the trains. It's of course in Stearns, Kentucky, which is, well, it's like down in that area. It's right down there. Well, it's more like west of Pineville and everything. Because it's more south and like kind of west, but it's like right near the Kentucky-Tennessee line. We were talking about doing that too. So we're hoping maybe we could catch Richard somewhere between up here and down there and everything, because let's face it, Richard has to come through northern Kentucky just to go down home, and hopefully we can catch him. So Richard, if you watch this video, give us a shout. We'll love to see you, to say hi. Well, anyway, I'm gonna pause here just because I want to start shooting those other videos. Okay.